If you're the smartest guy in the room, there's a problem. I like to hear smart people talk, and I like the people that talk too much because I'm stealing all their shit.
Shaquille O'Neal reveals that Shannon Sharpe is worse than Diddy. The ongoing feud between former NBA star Shaquille O'Neal and sports analyst Shannon Sharpe has escalated. It all began after an awkward interview between O'Neal and NBA MVP Nikola Jokic. Sharpe called O'Neal envious of Jokic's 3 MVP awards and criticized his work ethic.
When Shannon used his podcast, Nightcap, to comment and weigh in and question Shaq's work ethic during his playing career, that's when a problem occurred. Shannon said Shaq was, quote, envious, end quote, of Jokic and his trio of MVP awards, and added he's in the conversation among NBA's greatest despite how dominant the 4-time NBA champion was during his prime. Shaq responded by dropping a diss track on Instagram. We couldn't have access to that where we could air that for you.
In response, O'Neal took to Instagram, reminding Sharpe of his own accolades: 4 rings, 3 finals MVPs, and inclusion in the top 50 and top 75 lists. Recently, O'Neal even dropped a diss track targeting Sharpe, emphasizing their rivalry.
Shaq probably took exception to being called envious of anybody because he believes he's one of the greatest ever. He knows it, and he knows he's got the resume to prove it. As he would say, Google him. And 4 rings, you don't equal that with 1 chip. But Shannon wasn't talking about chips, he was talking about league MVP honors, which we know Shaq definitely earned and deserved more than 1, or actually deserved more than 1. They didn't give him more than 1, but he definitely deserved more than 1. So that's where Shannon was coming from with that.
Shannon's public persona is merely a facade, masking a more complex and potentially troubling character beneath the surface. Shaquille O'Neal, known for his blunt honesty, has hinted that Sharpe's true nature may not align with his on-screen image, suggesting that he could be exposed in a manner similar to recent controversies surrounding other celebrities like Diddy.
The thing with Shannon Sharpe, the reason why I'm making these videos is to expose who he is. He is a fraud. He is a muscle-bound fraud, okay? And he's not fooling anyone. And I know that, again, you have so many Shannon Sharpe apologists that didn't give a damn about his career 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago when he played for the Broncos and when he played for the Baltimore Ravens, you know, winning 3 Super Bowls. When he went to the Pro Bowl, when he was an All-Pro. I mean, and no one even knows that, he probably knows that he has a brother named Sterling Sharpe who played for the Packers. And if he didn't break his neck, he would be a Hall of Famer right now. The same thing that the football player, Kerry Rhodes, his ex-boyfriend, his ex-lover, said. That supposedly, allegedly, this is Shannon Sharpe's assistant. Now, I know a lot of people in the industry. I know some people in the industry myself. Not a lot of people are taking their assistants to these basketball games, to these red carpet events.
Shannon Sharpe and Sean Diddy Combs have long been figures of admiration in the entertainment and sports industries. Their paths have crossed in various ventures, yet beneath the glitz and glamour, darker undercurrents are at play. Allegations surrounding their involvement in unsavory activities have lingered in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to surface.
We make fun of Diddy. We make fun of TD Jakes, who is a weird guy. I wouldn't go to any church he's involved in. These guys are linked together. These guys are linked to be doing some homosexual things, you know, in the industry. And I'm not going to get into all that, allegedly. Okay? But we make fun of them. There's memes all over the place. But Shannon Sharpe gets a pass when he is seen basketball games.
Shaquille O'Neal, a titan in the world of basketball, has hinted that Shannon Sharpe is not what he appears to be. With recent revelations, the facade that both men have meticulously crafted is beginning to crack, and the world may soon witness the exposure of Shannon Sharpe in a manner similar to the unfolding controversies around Diddy.
And I said that is something I'd be very interested in, because, you know, a lot of people talk about me being an all-star investor. I don't want to sit up here and act like I'm the smartest guy in the world. I heard the great Jeff Bezos say, if you invest in stuff that's going to change people's lives, most of the time you'll win.
O'Neal's criticisms of Sharpe seem rooted in a personal vendetta, but there's more to the story. According to Gene Deal, a former bodyguard for Diddy, who spoke candidly on the Art of Dialogue podcast, there's animosity between Shaq and Diddy that goes beyond professional rivalry.
We was in California, so he came over there telling Puff that he was going to kill himself because Shaq had went to the law office in which his wife worked at, who is Shawnee, who was Shaq's wife. You understand? Who was his wife. Shaq went to the house, went to the law firm and told her, listen here, I want you. You ain't gotta pack nothing. I want you to come with me. I guess he was shooting game to a way before that individual, before that time, and she ended up going with Shaq. So he was talking about he wanted to kill himself. Puff was trying to convince him, man, don't kill yourself over that. If you're gonna kill somebody, kill Shaq. You understand? So it was funny to me for this dude to be pouring his heart out and crying and asking Puff what he should do and what he could do. You understand? And at that given time, Puff's opinion was, nigga, don't kill yourself, kill Shaq.
In the high-stakes world of fame and fortune, success often breeds envy and criticism. Shannon Sharpe, riding high on his achievements, has become increasingly paranoid, believing that Shaq's actions are motivated by a desire for revenge.
What you have to understand, and I'm learning this, Savage, is that as you rise, the applause is gonna come, but so is the hate and the criticism. So if you're not willing to accept the applause and the adulation that comes along with the rise, you might as well get off because the hate and the criticism coming.
Yeah.
And that's a part of it. And you just have to accept that. And that can't, the hate and the criticism, it can't drown out the applause and the adulation.
The once amicable relationship between the two has soured, with Sharpe convinced that Shaq is behind the growing criticism against him.
NFL news, like P. Diddy has been in the news. Do you think he'd make a good NFL owner? Do you think it's reality, or do you just think it's just talk?
No,
him owning the
talk.
Panthers.
I think it's reality. I thought he was serious when he posted the video on Insta. I think he'd make a great owner. I mean, you don't come from where he came, get to where he's gotten by not being serious about your work. And so I think he'd make a great owner. I hope he can get the backing and make this come to fruition. But he has an uphill climb because normally what happens is that the minority shareholders, well, minority owners, get right of first refusal.
Diddy, despite the many allegations that have surfaced over the years, has managed to remain unscathed in the eyes of the law and public opinion. His immense wealth and influence have shielded him from the consequences that others might face.
He just like, I got power, I got money, I got respect, the industry is mine, you know what I'm saying? I got Martha Stewart out there doing lines off a random nigga's chest right now. Now, I ain't see that, but I did see Martha Stewart. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, he going in just like, I can make anything happen. So, the artist dude he was about to sign and me, we was standing next to each other, and we was just listening to him what he was talking about, right? So, then, dude, the host like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I can make anybody do anything because this life is what everybody want, and I got the keys to the castle. You know what I'm saying? I got the control. And he like going off, and so he look at dude and he point, he like, yo, suck my man's right now. And I'm like, he definitely not pointing at me, my nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you hear him talking to you. And it was the dude next to me, the artist dude that he was trying to sign. And so the dude hear him say that and he started laughing. He like, you're so son.
For years, Jaguar Wright has been a vocal critic of the music industry, particularly targeting Diddy for his alleged misdeeds. Wright's claims have often been dismissed as the ramblings of a disgruntled artist, yet as time passes, her words are being vindicated.
To be on payroll.
How many ways do I have to say it? These is wild. They pay big to do damage and procure victims. They're sex traffickers, and all of these bitches is whores. Sex worker. $250,000 a month to do strange shit at will. You couldn't wait for Cassie to run. At this time, like R. Kelly was the last time I sat on this couch.
So who's next?
Y'all don't see the lineup?
As Diddy's layers of deceit are peeled back, there are growing concerns that Shannon Sharpe might be hiding even more sinister secrets. Whispers in the industry suggest that Sharpe's involvement in unsavory activities could surpass even Diddy's notorious reputation.
Diddy is contesting some of the allegations in his sexual assault case, saying that he cannot be sued for laws that did not exist at the time of the incident, but to me, that just sounds like admittance right there. So the key point to remember is, in 2022, there was a new act that was passed called the New York Adult Survivors. So what this allows for is a 1-year window of adult survivors from sexual assault to come forward and file a civil suit against their perpetrator. And one of his accusers is Cassie, who was his old partner. Her and other women have come forward to accuse Diddy of multiple forms of abuse, including assault and trafficking. But Diddy is saying that if the assault happened in 1991 and then 16 years later laws were passed against it, that it's not fair because what he did was technically not illegal. But again, that just sounds like admittance to me.
While Diddy's parties and rumored relationships with men are now common knowledge, Sharpe's alleged behavior has been kept under wraps, at least for now.
TikTok, let's talk about it, TikTok. Man, this is a wild story. Every day, more and more stuff come out about Diddy. Now, for those of y'all who don't know, hold on, let y'all see. This is YK Osiris. Now, YK Osiris hit the scene around 2017, 2018 with a song called Worth It. You feel what I'm saying? So boom, he hit the scene around that time. He did his little music introduction or whatever like that. And when he dropped his album, I'm telling y'all this for a reason. When he dropped his album, right? The couple months following him dropping his album, the people released him. His record label released him. So, needless to say, he blew all his money off the song Worth It. He blew all that money, and he was down on his money. This explains why you see him hanging around Drake.
Rumors about Shannon Sharpe's private life have been circulating for years, but only recently have they begun to gain traction. Allegations of his involvement with his stylist, combined with claims about his orientation, have started to emerge, casting doubt on the image Sharpe has cultivated.
The guy that Shannon Sharpe is talking about is this guy right here. This is him, Hollywood, aka Dick Print. As I said in the previous video, this man is Shannon Sharpe's stylist. This is also Shannon Sharpe's lover. I'm telling you what I know. This guy, let me get away from that area. Hollywood, aka Dick Print. This is Shannon Sharpe's lover. Shannon Sharpe is a homosexual. This is his lover.
Tasha K, a prominent figure in the media world, has added fuel to the fire by asserting that Sharpe is hiding being homo, a fact he allegedly fears will tarnish his public persona.
The streets, when the streets are talking, where there's smoke, there's fire. Definitely think Shannon Sharpe. And it's just like, you know, I've been around a lot of heterosexual men, and comfortable heterosexual men don't need to always defend their heterosexualness. Shannon Sharpe is always upset when somebody's saying that he's gay. Like, what's wrong? Even if you were or weren't gay, what's wrong with people labeling you gay? Like, is it that bad? Why does it hurt? That's a Hollywood thing. Not in the black community, but that's a Hollywood thing. So when you're in Hollywood and you able to make it up certain ladders and you got a heavy tongue and a list, we asking questions.
Got you. Got you. So you think it's the fact that he's associated with the industry?
Yeah.
You don't think it's the fact that he's wearing like tight jogger suits, he has a small dog, you know, those
the
things.
shade from...
Oh, I'm just
I love it.
Just as Diddy has used his power and connections to remain untouchable, Shannon Sharpe has also benefited from his ties within the industry. His popularity and influence have allowed him to deflect scrutiny and maintain the public's favor.
I think the first thing I want to say is nothing is going to happen to Diddy. You are going to watch the level of retaliation Cassie is going to see is Yo, Diddy is a nigga. There is nothing but accusations of Diddy. Like, if there's the only thing I know about Diddy consistently is exploitation. Like, whether it doesn't surprise me to hear about it in a sexual connotation or with regards to DV or relationship, because all Diddy has ever done, all we've ever known about Diddy is exploiting artists, exploiting people. And also, she's not the first one to make these kind of accusations. There's been stuff with Kim Porter. There's been stuff with Danity Kane. Members have accused him of all kind of things. I mean, my God. And hip-hop will protect him. They will protect him. Entertainment will protect him. The Black community will protect him.
Through his widely followed podcast, Club Shay Shay, Sharpe has presented himself as a man of integrity and authenticity.
I don't think these many people are misunderstanding what's happening. I think what's happening is what's happening, and we're trained to act like we don't see what's happening. Yeah, I mean, like, yo, that's the homie said he looked like one of them big swole niggas that be in jail on that. Dude, I mean, like, we're not against you, bro.
No.
But I think you're against us because you know we peeped you. And I don't think that's fair, man. Like, come on, man. If you not, you not, man. But what after that door closed in that SUV, I said, God damn, look at him. You had that real switch on, boy. You had that, I be putting it on them ass, motherfucking ass, goddammit ass, stand their ass.
Diddy's fall from grace has been a slow and painful process, with each new revelation peeling back another layer of his carefully constructed image.
The complaint was filed in the U.S. District Court of the Southern District of New York, which alleges that Combs forced English to engage in prostitution and sex work between the years of 2006. Sean Diddy Combs. I know. Y'all are so tired of me bringing story after story on Diddy. But, I mean, you know, he's back in the news again this week, as he's been accused of sex trafficking and sexual assault in a lawsuit that was filed on Wednesday by former adult film actress Adria English.
Shannon Sharpe may soon find himself on a similar path. As allegations against him continue to surface, they will likely follow the same pattern, each new piece of information stripping away more of the veneer that has protected him.
Look at what's happening to Diddy right now. I'm not saying Diddy did it. I'm not saying Diddy didn't do it. And I'm not gonna say no Diddy. You know, that's the whole joke online right now. But when you look at it, we cannibalize our own more than they do.
For sure.
We will cancel us before they do, and we will make ourselves the laughing stock, not understanding we're really doing the layup for it to happen to somebody else, right? You saw when Kanye got canceled for doing what he did, and what he did was very reckless in how he decided to articulate his thoughts. But then you saw how easy it was for people to try to go after and kill Kyrie. You know, when I look at the application to cancel culture, when I look at the storytelling and how they used to vilify Floyd, and here I am on the jet with this man, super generous, looking out for everybody, inspiring kids everywhere we go, all over the world, people know him and are inspired by him. But to vilify him or make a mockery out of him or to do this and that, I'm like, yo, there has to be a platform that has a little bit more responsibility. You can still be critical, but you got to be fair and you got to be even-handed in how you hand it out.
Shaquille O'Neal's recent actions suggest that he may be the catalyst for Shannon Sharpe's eventual exposure. By taking the first step to reveal Sharpe's true nature, Shaq has opened the door for others to speak out.
He's been exposed now because this is his tweet. It doesn't matter what you, Kyrie, or anyone outside the Jewish community says. The Jewish community found it offensive, and we, that includes everyone not from a particular group, stop telling people what's offensive, disparaging to their group. Look, there's a group that I take my marching orders from. If they say this, I don't get to question it. Black people are telling him, no, Shannon, your behavior is out of line here as it relates to Kyrie. He feels fully empowered to tell that group, you're wrong.
Right.
My behavior isn't out of line. If white people, conservative white people, were saying, Shannon, that minstrel show you put on every day on TV is out of line and it's offensive to us.
The entertainment industry is a world where power, money, and connections can shield individuals from the consequences of their actions. However, as the cases of Diddy and Shannon Sharpe show, this protection is not absolute.
Shannon says, you better shut up and take it, you racist white man. I don't care what you have decided. But there's this other group that Kanye and Kyrie keep talking about, and it's Shannon's like, oh, no, when the boss man say he upset, we's upset, boss. And everybody's supposed to be, and so that reality is starting to seep into like, oh, okay.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.